I went into a business negotiation for a $30 million company. And I pulled up in a t-shirt, sweatpants, sneakers, a hoodie, and I parked my Maserati outside. And I noticed that every other car in the parking lot was a Lexus or lower. And this wasn't a bragging moment. This was a tactical moment. I realized that nobody in the room had the confidence to buy themselves a car that was more expensive than a Lexus. When I went in, I put my headphones on and I walked in the room listening to music. They offered me a water. I took it. I smiled at everyone, said, hey, just kind of ignored everyone while we were in the waiting room waiting to go in the conference room. We go in the conference room, pull my headphones down. I sat down and the person I was negotiating with, who was the broker, he looked at me and said, you have the Maserati? And I said, I have the Maserati. And he goes, you can always tell when somebody has actual money because they don't care what anyone else thinks. And I said, I appreciate the compliment, but I will tell you, I truly do care what other people think. I'm here to do a fair deal. It's really important to me that I don't screw anyone else over, and it's important that they don't screw me over. The reality is $30 million is not a lot of money, but it is a lot of money for a company that isn't worth $30 million. I'm here today to work out whether the thing that you're offering is worth the value of the price tag you've put on it. That's the only reason I'm here. If this company is worth $30 million, we will pay $30 million. If the company is not worth $30 million, the only thing I request is you don't try and insult me by trying to make me pay more. And likewise, I won't be insulting to you and try and drive the price down just for no reason. Can we all agree that our goal here is just to work out the actual fair value of the company? And everyone's like, yeah, we really like that. It made everyone instantly love me and they instantly knew I had $30 million. And that was a key component of that negotiation that took it from 30 million to 12 million, which is what the final price was by the time we finished. But we would never have made that move if, one, they suspected I didn't have the money. And that's a very common negotiation tactic. Like, you don't even have the money. That's why you're negotiating down. So you want to look like money when you go into that room. But it's exactly the same when you go to a car show. You turn up with a nice exotic car. You don't need to be walking around selling your services. You just walk around and appreciate nice cars. And it's not about the people that come to your car. It's about the people whose car you go to admire, and you casually drop that you have a car in the show as well, but your car isn't very special. So they say to you, what do you mean that car isn't very special? You go, it's not that great. I just didn't want to turn up in my pickup truck, you know? And they laugh. And they go, well, I'd like to see your car. You go, cool. And then you walk them over to a car that's clearly better than theirs. And they go, hey, you said your car wasn't better than mine. I was like, are you kidding me? This is a off-the-rack stock model. Yours is classy, and you clean it. I don't even take it to the car wash. Like, I do not. You've put love and care into yours. I'm telling you, that's valuable. But again, that instant reversal of I actually have all the money but act like I have none is the power. And that's like the optimum play. So yeah, I love that. I think, you're using those strategies. You have a boat that you take out onto the lake to hang out with everyone that can afford a home on the lake and has a boat on the lake. So do you live on the lake at the moment?
No, we're actually north up in Liberty Hill.
Okay. So what I love about this is you can take a boat to the lake where all the very wealthy people hang out. And for the fraction of the cost of a house, you can buy that boat. And everyone will tell you, a boat's a waste of money. It's a sinkhole for cash. But the reality is it's a business card that gets you in to the invitation for the most exclusive party in town. The one that is only attended by the super rich. And of course, the people that can afford a custom design home.
Yeah, I think it's also important too that the boats is a big family tool for us. And I think when you're dealing with business at the level that I'm dealing with, a lot of people look at your personal life as a trust factor, right? And it's hard not to trust somebody where their family's number one, right? Their wife, their kids are always top priority. It's instantaneous trust and bond with that person.
Now, I love that. Now, I mentioned a few things. I mentioned the supercar, I mentioned the boat, and I also mentioned going and hanging out at things like race car events. And the reason I did that was on purpose because you're heavily into race cars.
Yeah. So my 14-year-old son, Blaine, he's been racing since he was 4 years old. So we've been at this for a bit. Spent a lot of time at racetracks. He runs full-size sprint cars now, which you got to go see not too long ago. But it takes up a big portion of our life, time-wise and financially. It's a full commitment. But the time that's spent together as a family is invaluable. And
I've learned going to sprint races, which Dustin just mentioned. When I went to a sprint race, I upgraded to VIP, which was very expensive. It was $100. And I think my favorite moment is it was myself, my fiance, and 2 children who did not have to pay for the upgrade because they didn't know how to charge for children in the VIP. Because no one had ever bought a VIP ticket before, apparently. So when we walked into the VIP, they looked at us and were like, how did you get here? And we raised our VIP band, went with this. And they go, you have a VIP ticket? I was like, yes. And they go, are you connected to one of the cars? We said, no. Oh, are you sponsoring the event? No. How did you get a VIP badge? I'm like, well, we bought it off the website. And they go, they sell them on the website? Yeah, we bought them. And they're, huh, no one's ever done that before. I was like, oh.
Dirt track fans are not super sophisticated, by the way.
Yeah, they were shocked. And what was crazy is everyone knew each other in the VIP box and they'd brought food for themselves. Not bad snack, like food, real food, and champagne that they were planning on making mimosas with their friends with. And they said, well, I suppose you can help yourself to anything you want. And we said, well, thank you. That would be great. And then we started eating amazing food and drinking champagne for free that was easily more than the ticket we paid for, and hanging out with these incredible people who didn't have a seat for us, so they brought in a sofa. And we're like, sit on the sofa. And so we had a sofa and we watched through the window to see the whole thing. And the races are happening like every 15 minutes, but there's like 10 minutes of racing, 5 minutes off or whatever, maybe reverse. So you're just hanging out in the room a lot. And everyone in the room is wealthy. Everyone. And you're hanging out with them for 4 or 5 hours. And invariably they go, so what do you do for a living that you can afford VIP? You know, it's like, I don't know, $200 is tough to come by nowadays. And you return, what do you guys do? And before you know it, you're networking with 20 successful business owners who can afford, as you said, the very expensive hobby of, racetracks. One of the guys had access to an online video community for racers. And he's the one that built the whole network that streams it. And he was, they have 2 million eyeballs on these racetracks. Yeah, 2 million eyeballs. And they have ad packages and they don't know how to sell them. So often, no one buys the advertising to 2 million targeted buyers that like car racing. I'm not 100% sure what I would want to sell to them, but it gives you an idea. If you wanted to get 2 million eyeballs, you could probably get it for $700. I'm just, to put that out there, because these people have built private ad networks and have no idea what to do with it. And he said to me, if you want a percentage of the company, you can come on board and help us work this out. And I was like, this is so tempting. Also, I don't know if I want another side project right now, but it gives you an idea that there are so many amazing opportunities if you're willing to jump into a hobby that is typically only enjoyed by those who are successful.
Well, I would say that, who you surround yourself with, your network is your net worth, right? And it's, to some people that might sound shallow, but it's not shallow at all. It's true. If you have goals, desires, dreams of who you want to be and who you see yourself becoming, you have to surround yourself with people that can support that lifestyle.